when I do those series, I approach them in rules that I define. So first they'll collide into a column, a cube, they'll collide against one another. So this is like an oil splash that is kind of frozen in mid-air. And this one is over 2 meters large. So this one was a small version. So this is the kind of another splash. So from the time I developed the code up to the final sculpture, there is no human intervention really. And I've been growing up as a surfer, and surfing was a big part of my growing up, and waves is a big, important thing in my life. It's sort of an opportunity and a crash. And I was sort of obsessed with waves, and I worked on it a year and a half, and the sculpture actually arrived 2 weeks before the Japanese tsunami. And I made it black, which when we saw the tsunami, it kind of was almost like nevu'i, almost like as if, God forbid, I didn't predict anything, but it was very, very similar to the event. So here you can see the physical sculpture, and sort of colliding cube, an object. Now I'm doing a very large one. The next work is a sort of conceptual one. I'm going to be presenting in the gallery in TelAviv along Sega. And when Alon invited me to the gallery, I asked for the architectural plan. And what I've done a site-specific simulation catastrophe in the gallery, which is basically sort of starts in somewhere in the kitchen of the upper gallery and then completely floods the whole gallery. And so there you can see it's sort of takes over, this whole catastrophe takes over the space. And, in this particular case, we may kind of project it before the opening, so you will be able to see it almost augmented in the real environment. So sublime is a subject matter that many artists during history dealt with, Ellina and others, but doing sculptures that try to sort of capture a moment is something that up to now was impossible to do. You can take a video of a tsunami, you can take a photo of a tsunami, but a sculpture takes a long time to work on. Because I'm working on this process that takes the data and actually fabricates it, you can sense the movement within the sculpture. It's a different series, it's different technology. It's about disintegrated, about object that collides, explodes. So in this particular case, it's a sculpture where I'm freezing the moment before the object completely crash. Sort of like a gentle moment, and here is the simulation. So it's kind of, I don't know, I don't see it sad, but it's almost like a gentle, sad moment. The next one is the cube exploding. And so I studied a lot. It comes back to my background in the army and our experience as Israelis, but not just Israelis, also I've been in September 11 in New York. So sort of researching kind of in an obsessive way, different ways to explode. So one scenario here is a cube that explodes from the inside out, like almost like a terror attack that explodes. The other one is sort of getting hit. And what I do in this particular case, good. What I do in this particular case is more, I spent 5 years trying to solve a problem, which is gravity. It's a big problem, and I wasn't able to solve it. What do you do with all the pieces up in the air, right? I tried all sorts of ways, and eventually the way I solved it is slicing into layers, which I'll show you an example. So I'm kind of cutting the scene into 40 layers and then printing every layer on glass. So eventually you have like 40 layers of glasses where you can see, all the scene basically printed in a cube of glasses. So what's close to you will be on the first layer, and then the back layer, almost like a CT scanning. And this is how I'm sort of, fabricating, if you will, those kind of disintegrated scene In this case, it's this glass or this particular street. The next series is debris. So this is sort of the post-traumatic event, right? So what happens after the event? So this is different photos from different events, the Japanese tsunami and others. And again, I'm like a serial killer. I detach my emotions. I look at it like sort of a mathematical pattern, you know. I'm searching for sort of the pattern there. And this is the inspiration for this series of sculptures where it's almost like controlled chaos. Those landscapes of very intricate sort of shapes. Here's an example of the layers I told you about. So it's the glass is kind of organized and it's almost like a 3D image. This is a sort of an exaggerated simulation of the debris. In nature, it doesn't happen so extreme, it's much more gentle, but I wanted to show sort of how I produce those kind of crazy landscapes, those debris landscapes. And this is sort of the code and the process I've created to create those scenes. So different sort of landscape scenarios of debris.